story time. Well, to start out, my older brother married his wife when I was still young. My sister-in-law, Heather, was a pretty big part of our lives. I was too young to notice her bad habits, but everyone around me did. I always thought she was being overdramatic in a really funny way. I really enjoyed spending time with her whenever I could. She knew how different I was and didn't make me feel bad about anything. Needless to say, it hit me pretty hard when I found out she suffered cardiac arrest in her sleep one day. It wasn't until much later on that I found out that she had drug problems for a good part of her life, and her weight didn't help anything either. You want to know what my brother did his whole life about her bad habits? Nothing. Absolutely nothing. It didn't matter to him that they were married. He still did absolutely nothing. Me nor my parents have been able to speak to him ever since her funeral. We don't know what he's up to now. I really miss him. Only the sounds of nature can be heard as I realize I'm focusing too much on the blades of grass in front of me.
I'm sorry, Holly. I didn't know.
Averting my attention to her shows genuine concern being displayed. It makes me kind of sad for whatever reason. Yuri, don't you know what it's like when someone very important to you isn't part of your life anymore? Someone who meant the whole world plus some? Especially when they promised that they'd never leave us? I don't ever want to feel that way again. That's why I choose not to leave you. I promise you I'd help you out with whatever happens in life, and that I'll never say goodbye to you. Not only that, but I don't like seeing you hurt in any way. I just... That's when I close my eyes and bring my head down on her shoulder, waiting for the inevitable rush of emotions to hit me for what seems like the billionth time today. Her running her fingers through my hair helps me calm down a little bit. Her voice is almost as quiet as a whisper.
You care about me that much, Holly. Thank you for not leaving me over this. You have no idea how much this means to me.
The whole world plus some?
Oh, you.
I wish I could feel as enthusiastic as her right now, but an idea popped into my head that's so crazy it just might work. Oh, Yuri, I know what you're feeling right now, and I'm sorry to bring this up. I think I know one thing that could help.
Oh, what's that?
I take yet another deep breath and feel nervousness build up at what I'm about to ask. How long have you had your knife collection? She just sits there and stares at me, almost like she's afraid to respond.
About half a year now.
I see. Yuri, I'm so sorry for bringing this up. I know they're one of your hobbies, I guess, but have you considered getting rid of them? She looks away from me, almost as if I hurt her inside. I honestly don't blame her. A cool breeze runs through us, which makes me break away from her and shiver a bit. While Yuri is silent, I take this time to reach down to grab my jacket and put it back on.
I was hoping you wouldn't say that.
Well, I probably should have worded that better. I wasn't thinking, like, throw them away or something. More along the lines of sell them. We could go to the pawn shop in town or something, and you could put the money from them towards something different. Maybe you'll find something that catches your eye. What do you think? She must be really deep in thought, as she hasn't spoken up or looked over to me yet. If I were in her shoes, I probably wouldn't want to be bothered right now. So I may as well offer her the solace of being able to think without distractions.
Holly?
Hmm?
I'll do it, but please listen to me.
It feels like a hole has emerged into my feelings, allowing relief and curiosity to flow through. What is it? Another silence plays out as she takes a deep breath this time.
Can I please keep just one of them?
As I'm left unexpectedly speechless at her question, she gently pushes her harp aside and reaches for her bag. With it, she pulls out one of her pocket knives. It's the one with the faux wooden handle and the shiny gold blade. I remember that one from when we made stuff for the festival. That's the one she used.
This one hasn't been used for that. It's clean.
Wait, does that mean the one I used? No, let's not think about that. She hands it over to me, to which I apprehensively take a hold of it. It feels a little bit heavier than the one I remember. Finding the flipper on the knife's backside, I vaguely remember how she told me to open it. Placing my finger over said flipper and bringing it down brings the blade up to life. There's some weird deja vu moment going on. I can't help but become lost in my own reflection as my mind wanders. This lasts for a few seconds before Yuri breaks the silence.
Please, do you trust me?
Looking away from myself and over to her shows an almost pleading look from her. This feeling of wanting to be trusted with something important like this. I know what that feels like, and I know how bad it feels when that trust gets rejected. Thanks, Mom and Dad. She did say that she doesn't want to do this anymore, so at least she's making an effort at this. Not only that, but she knows other uses for knives. I've got a good feeling about this. Heck, I even wrote, "I've got that much faith in you" to her. Promise me you'll keep it clean for the both of us? Yuri nods with concern, not leaving her face. Happiness is slowly starting to build up at how things are turning out. This is yours, then. With her knife still in my hands, I carefully lay the handle on my 4 fingers, pocket clip facing downwards, and give it back to her. Upon retrieval, she places her thumb inside the knife handle, brings the blade down, and puts it back in her bag, all within a few seconds. A small smile breaks through to her. How about this? I've got nothing going on tomorrow. Why don't the both of us go into town tomorrow and go to the pawn shop? We can make a whole day out of it.
I think I would like that. I have to go grocery shopping sometime soon.
I smirk at what I'm about to say next. So it's a date, then?
I wouldn't exactly consider that a date.
What are you talking about, not a date? We get to do big adult things. We'd get to spend time with each other. I'll push the cart around for you and bug you about everything I find and say, "Is this okay, Mom?" I managed to stop talking before embarrassing myself in front of her. There's an awkward silence between the two of us now. At least the insects making your sound aren't affected by it. Ah, oh well, you know what I mean. Her weird, intense stare goes away after a little bit and turns into a smile. I can't help but feel really happy that not only are things working out, but we get to spend the whole day tomorrow. You know what? Why not? I never did thank you properly for having to put up with me today. I can't believe I'm actually going to do this. Scooching closer to her, and before she has time to react, I get up close to her and give her a kiss on the cheek. My nose starts to tingle a little bit more, which causes me to quickly back away. Nothing but silence plays out as both of our faces become red, and the feeling of how soft her cheek was stays in my mind. I've kinda always wanted to do that. She then laughs at how flustered I am. I think it's starting to get a little warm out here.
Thank you, Hallie.
I bashfully smile at her while my face is starting to hurt from too much blood flow.
Now, come here.
The way she said that makes me feel nervous everywhere. Never leaving her gaze, I scooch close to her once again, and my mind scrambles at what I should do next. I can feel how warm she is by wrapping my arm around her waist and securing my fingers onto her tummy. She does the same as I get lost in her purple eyes again. Her lips are slightly parted and eyes are half closed. I don't think I can hear the bugs or lake anymore. There's no way this is actually happening. I never thought this would. The overpowering smell of lilac in my nose is overstimulating my sense of smell the moment I started approaching her. No, not right now, nose! Ah! Quick, arm over nose now! Ah! Chew! The force of my body sending me backwards as a result of sneezing makes me lose my balance on the tree. Panic overrides as I can't signal my arm to release my grip from Yuri. Wah! Ah! Here we are now, laying on the grass, trying to make sense of what just happened. My arm that is around her hurts a bit, but she's more important right now. Hey, you alright?
I'm alright, darling.
Good. I hope I didn't hurt her arm at all.
What about you?
I'm okay.
Good. Now, where were we?
She doesn't even have to try to be beautiful with eyes half closed and parted lips. Inching closer until we both fully embrace each other, our noses and our foreheads meet. My heartbeat goes crazy and it's hard to breathe right. This somehow feels better than every time we were like this on her couch. Her rich violet eyes draw me in, just like what happened this morning. The prettiest girl I know. Her lack of makeup, her perfect hair from this morning. Her soft body pressed against mine, feeling our breath, trading places on each other's faces. Slowly closing my eyes, tilting to my right, I gently inch closer to her. There was another word there, wasn't there? But it blipped away before I could read it. And And they smoochin'. All sense of time is gone. 1 second, please. Inch closer to her and... Okay. Everything about this moment feels amazing. How gentle her lips are against mine, the warmth shared between our bodies, our grip on each other. It's absolutely hypnotic. It feels like bells are being rung in our castle we built. As we silently pull away from each other, my smile she may have felt remains. My eyes keep closed as the moment and feelings linger. A sniffle coming from her brings me back to reality. A tear falls and leaves a trail down to her smile. Babe, what's wrong?
Nothing's wrong. I finally found my storybook hero. We're going to the same school. The same good bond together. We hang out and have interesting conversations with each other. Someone who stays with me through it all and puts up with me at my worst. I finally found you. In that big summer out there.
I didn't know I could feel more warm than I already do. My hand that's on her back now begins caressing the back of her head as I speak gently to her. Yuri, you've made me the happiest I've ever felt. I do all these things for you because now's the time. Because I love you so.
I love you too. More than words can say.
A more than comfortable silence plays out as we keep each other warm from the cool weather. More than words can say. I can say the same about her.
Hallie.
Her voice is almost as quiet as a whisper.
How much do you love me?
Everything. I love everything about you, inside and out, big and small. I never thought in my life I'd meet someone like you. Another comfortable silence plays out as she gets a grip on her happy tears.
Hallie, there's something I read in a book once that I've always wanted to do.
Oh? As she removes her arms from me and gets up from the ground, she brushes herself off and extends her hand down to me. Taking her hand, I pull myself up and meet her gaze once again.
Here, let me show you.
With her smile never leaving, we both take a seat on our spot and she reaches down for her bag. Once I've started focusing on what she's doing, she pulls out the master lock from yesterday, still in its package. I still don't know what that is. She sets it on her lap, reaches in her bag again, and pulls out the gold knife from earlier. I think I know what she's going to do with it, but I'm left with more questions than answers. Mainly, what is the lock for? After she carefully opens the package, both the lock and the key from inside are in her grasp. Okay, so it is literally just an actual lock. I don't know why this went over my head, but it did. And here we are.
Come here, Hallie.
With my smile matching hers, I scooch over until I'm nice and comfy around her.
Haven't you heard about this tradition?
No, not really.
That's okay. I'll show you how this works.
She opens the knife up and brings the lock in her other hand. Bringing the tip of her knife to the padlock body, she starts carefully engraving something on it. After some time, she removes the knife and blows away any particles on the body.
Now it's your turn.
Taking the knife and padlock from her and inspecting it, it looks like she wrote her name on it. Now it's your turn means she probably wants me to do the same. Looking around for an open spot on the padlock body, I carefully do the same as what she did. I know this tradition. That took quite a while, but that's because I was extra careful about this. There. Done. As I try to hand the padlock and knife back to her, she takes the knife out of my hand and replaces it with the key.
Open it up for us.
Still left with plenty of questions in my mind, I do as she says. Putting in the key and turning it clockwise, the shackle bolts upwards after unlocking. I instinctively wrap my fingers around it up and turn it around. Okay, what now?
Let me see everything.
Without a word, I hand her over both the lock and key. Once they're in her grasp, she takes the key and throws it as hard as she can into the lake. Good God, how big was that key? Alright, what's going on? Instead of immediately answering me, she walks over to the branch on our tree sticking out to my left. That one, right there! As she gets down on both knees, it isn't until now that I notice a hole near where the branch is broken off. How'd that get there? What kind of animal would do that? She takes the lock's shackle, puts it through the dugout hole, and turns the body until it's aligned just right.
Hallie, most people do this on handrails of bridges, but right here works even better. The lock here is supposed to represent the both of us, Hence why we engraved our names on here. Once we close it, it means that our love is unbreakable.
After staring at her for some time, the gears in my head spin as everything makes sense. Look at how clever this girl is. I think I know what must be done. Yuri, wait. As she stops what she's doing, I take the opportunity to get up from the tree and sidle up next to her on my knees. Wrapping my right arm around her back, I gingerly place my left hand over the top of hers that's on the lock so that my fingers rest on top of hers, on top of hers. On 3, okay? She nods as my heartbeat and overall nervousness goes up. I can't believe I'm gonna do this.
Okay. 1.
1? Her eyes draw me in with irresistible force yet again. 2. My heart's going crazy right now. Do it now! Without warning, but keeping my grip on the lock, I lose control of myself and press my lips against hers once again. I can feel her return the favor as she grips my back harder. 3. 8 p.m.
This has probably been one of the worst school days I've seen this year so far. All I wanted was to read with her, but she just had to act like a baby and ruin everything. Dad was nice enough to let me walk to the park tonight. He saw how upset I was when I got home and brought up the idea of taking some time to myself. He's been thinking a lot more clearly ever since he started attending his AA meetings, which makes me happy. Finding a bench close by, my body begins to unwind and I feel much more relaxed after a while. I don't mind the cool air tonight. I kind of need it after today. Could have sworn I heard something back there. What the?
Their legs are sticking into the ground!
What are they doing here? I'd rather not be seen right now. Quickly getting up from the bench, I make my way over to a nearby tree and hide behind it. Maybe I'm lucky I'm this skinny. Poking my head out to take a peek shows those 2 lovebirds walking out of the forest that I never bothered to check out. Alright, they're finally gone. What were they even doing? Looking over to where those 2 came from, curiosity gets the better of me. It's not like there's anything special over that way, but I still want to check it out. Taking another peek from behind the tree shows nobody in sight. Alright, let's go have a look. This kind of place doesn't bother me as I'm walking through here. I wonder why I never explored this place, even when I was growing up. The sounds of bugs and the shadows of trees on the ground bring a nostalgic feeling. I can't help but wonder what's further down the trail. There's a weird feeling of anticipation building up as I keep on walking. Whoa! How come I've never been here before? This is just like some places that Dad would let me play at as a kid. There's a lake, trees all around. Is this where they were? Makes sense, I guess. Looking around and taking in the atmosphere of everything, my eyes land on something dangling from the collapsed tree in front of me. Stepping forward to take a closer look shows it's a master lock that's secure on this branch. Isn't that a bit random? Someone must have brought it all the way out here. Getting up close and grabbing it, I squint my eyes to take a closer look. Yuri and Hallie. I guess they're serious about this. That's gross. 9:30 p.m.
Are you sure you want to go through with this? You do know how this will affect you, right?
Yes, I'm certain about this.
Did you at least talk with your parents about this? Are they all right with this?
They are. They said this is okay. I can't help but lie through my teeth. I couldn't give a shit about what they think. I need this.
Very well then. Your prescription should be available tomorrow around noon. Bring your health insurance card, and you'll only have a $3 copay to pay.
Right. See you tomorrow. Placing my phone to my left next to Ellie and Ramby, I can't help but roll around in bed for a bit and feel excited for the day ahead of me tomorrow. He and I, getting to do things that a husband and wife would do. My future's actually looking bright for once. I give my animal friends one more hug before I call it a night and drift off to sleep.
Who knows, point of view. 9:57 p.m. Jesus, who's calling this late? Click. Yes, hello? Hello there. Is now a bad time? Just make it quick. We're calling from the Ammunition in the downtown district. Your order is all ready to be picked up from tomorrow afternoon. Ah, good. I'll be there first thing tomorrow. We'll be expecting you.